he's really good at understanding, for instance, if he's in trouble for something in timeout and he's mad because he had a timeout, and he understands, Jeremy, you might think a different thought and feel better about this right now if you want. And it's probably, we use that kind of language with him a lot, that he can change how he wants to feel about something, even though he's angry about it, he can feel differently. Can you give... Okay, if I'm up here speaking to God...
Here's the thing, you are, and here's the thing that we want to say to you. Well, we're all that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and we are standing over there where that you think that is. So here's the question that we really want to throw back to you, and you are in this open and receptive way of hearing it. The question that we really want to put to you is, where are you in terms of your alignment when you give him a timeout? In other words, if you give him a timeout because you're standing over there with who he really is and with who you really are, and you just feel inspired to do it because you know it's the path of least resistance to where you want him to be, then it's the right action for you to offer. But if you're just irritated and tired of his not listening to you, and this is just your sort of ditch effort to get his attention, then you need a timeout.
He doesn't give very many timeouts. He gets them when we've asked him to do something, and he doesn't have a good answer for not doing it.
Well, we're not disagreeing that he does things that make you feel like you need to reprimand him or at least get his attention. We just want to suggest that instead of looking for timeouts, you're trying to inspire time-ins.
Correct.
You're trying to inspire alignment, and we think it is a flawed premise that you can reprimand or discipline someone into alignment. We've never seen it work.
Okay, so what do we do? I mean, for instance, Grant, we could skip brushing teeth the rest of our lives. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, except that I have a belief that brushing your teeth creates healthy teeth, and you'll have nice, clean teeth, and blah, 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 be healthy. So
all of his teeth are going to fall out anyway, don't worry about it.
But our belief is you brush your teeth in the morning, you brush your teeth at night. Now, we forego some of those sometimes, but that's kind of our rule in the house, and that's what we do. Jeremy, it's time to brush your teeth. I don't want to do it now, okay? Well, in 5 minutes, are you ready? No, I don't want to do it then. And he says, I don't want to do it at all. Well, Jeremy, it's not an option. We're going to brush our teeth today, okay? I'm going to brush mine, you're going to brush yours. So as soon as you're ready, let's go up and brush our teeth. I'm trying to give him open ways for him to at least move in the direction I want him to move. So he says, no, I'm not brushing my teeth. Jeremy, 1, 2, 3, you're out if you don't brush your teeth. So he's got 5 minutes to sit down and decide to submit into brushing his teeth, I guess.
You are beginning the development of a flawed premise. In other words, what you are saying to him is, I'm teaching you motivation. I'm teaching you to do things that you don't want to do from the basis that if you don't do it, things will get worse.
So help me.
So, well, at least we know what the question is now. In other words, it's how do I get someone that
you gotta understand, we're doing this from a loving, we're not doing...
Of course you are.
I really love and adore this kid.
Of course.
And I really want him to get the vibrational energy, and I really want him to grow up in a home that allows him to be whatever he can be. But I just get, there's things we need to do. How do we keep alignment so they can come there?
I just get tired of trying to buck the current. I get tired of trying to get him to perform an action before the energies are aligned. That's really the story of every parent or every employer or every person who's trying to motivate anybody to do something. I get tired of bucking the current, and we say, it's a flawed premise. You can't buck the current. Give it up. You think if you're not there, he's going to brush his teeth? And are you always going to be there?
No.
He's going to college, and you're putting a recording in his pocket. Don't make me give you a timeout. And he's thinking, as soon as I'm out of range, there will be no teeth brushing until some sweet young thing wants a kiss and turns her nose. He'll be brushing his teeth all day, every day. When it's his desire, you see. So the question is, how can I inspire my child to do things that I believe are good for him?
Correct.
So you've heard us say, one who's connected is more influential and therefore more powerful than a million who aren't. So here he is not brushing his teeth. That's a good example, not brushing his teeth. So when he doesn't brush his teeth, you worry about his hygiene, which makes you put into your version of him in vibrational escrow a very healthy, very groomed, very tidy, very good feeling, in other words, person. So you've created this version of him in your vibrational escrow, someone who's tuned in, tapped in, turned on, someone who's cooperative, someone who easily finds alignment, someone who mostly feels good or always feels good. In other words, you've created this version of him even when you don't know that you have in your vibrational reality. And here he is right now. He inspired that because it was only in his not being willing to do that that you made it as big as you did. Right. But now there he is not brushing his teeth. So he caused you to create this, and now he's causing you not to line up with it. So it feels like he's causing split energy within you because he's not living up to what you most want for him. Well, first of all, he wasn't born to live up to what you want. And so this really doesn't have anything to do with him. What it has to do with, you're not living up to your version of him. So, and because you're not living up to your version of him, you're having to motivate him with threats because you can't inspire him because you're not over there with what you want. This is good, isn't it? Yeah. So now you take him out of this equation because this isn't about him. Okay. This is about you lining up with you. And now you talk yourself into vibrational alignment with what's in your vibrational escrow. And you say things like, whether he brushes his teeth tonight or not is not going to make or break this that I want. And look at this child. He is the epitome of health. And look at how strong and secure he is. And look at the loving home that he has and the wonderful bouncing off place that we are providing him. And look how tuned in, tapped in, turned on he usually is. Look what a beautiful, bright being he is. Look how often he's the catalyst that tunes me in. Yep. And I'm worried about him being deficient in some way when he's closer to vibrational alignment all day, every day than most adults ever will hope to be. There's not a problem with this child. This child is magnificent. This child is a physical human extension of non-physical energy and is the epitome of all things that we strive for. So you actually talk yourself into alignment. So now what you want is over here spinning, and you're not the odd man out anymore. You're in there where it is. You're in there where it is, knowing that about him. And as you radiate that singular vibration, he'll go brush his teeth.
Wow, that is so good.
Eventually. On his terms. In other words, he might even sneak in and do it. He might just do it when you're not watching, just because it's easier to do it when you're not beating the drum of him not doing it. Have you ever had anybody say, I bet you're not going to do that, and you think, you better believe I'm not going to do it. I can't buck your current. I can't buck your negative expectation. Have you ever had anybody try to prod you into something from their place of not expecting? Now, we're exaggerating this way out of proportion, but we just want you to realize that you got to get over there where your dream for this child is. You don't have to stay there. You just have to know the laws of the universe, and you do, and get rid of those flawed premises, and just remember that you can never consistently motivate anybody to anything. Oh, they'll do it if you're bigger and stronger, and if you make the consequences
big enough stick.
If you'll make the consequences, you can even break a horse, and a horse is big. Yeah. In other words, but you never end up with a joyous beast, ever.
Right.
But when you see the best of them and you go over them where your version of the best of them is, and you align with that and offer one signal, now you are part of the inspiration, you see. Haven't you ever had that experience yourself when someone sees you and loves you and expects the best of you? Don't you shine in ways you never shined before? And don't you find it really hard to shine when somebody doesn't feel that way about you? We want everybody else to be irrelevant to you. And we would say that to everyone. We would like everybody to release the peanut gallery, which includes their parents, and deal with their own vibrational gap. But you are a deliberate creator who wants more than life itself to get a handle on this and to pass it on to this child.
Absolutely.
And what a lucky boy this is. And we mean lucky in the sense of the word that you understand. It has nothing to do with luck. But what a fortunate person he is to have come into an environment where his parents are actually trying to learn how to play by the rules of the universe that are consistent rather than flawed. Yes, indeed.
I think you've already given me this, but as I was sitting there, I said, if I could speak to God, which as you said I am, 3 morsels, the 3 big 1, 2, 3 of child raising.
They're perfect.
The pieces that you could just...
He's perfect as he is and becoming more. He didn't come here to satisfy my intentions. It's my job to work what he does around in my mind so that I feel good. It's not his responsibility to please me. That was 4, but...
Thank you.